I spoke to Jena Lisa Jones, a survivor of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse. She was just 14 years old when Epstein assaulted her during a massage at his house in Palm Beach. She pressed with other survivors for the release of the Epstein files and continues to campaign for the accountability of perpetrators and protection of survivors. I started by asking her if she was still worried about what may remain hidden.
I feel like that's a fear for all of us along this whole process is no matter how much we get released, is there always going to be something that wasn't released or handled or corrected or followed up on.
And, thousands of documents have had to be removed because victims' identities were compromised. What do you make of that?
They knew that this was part of the whole deal, was to make sure that victims and survivors were protected in all of this. They did not, it wasn't like a slip up, one or two slipped out there. I mean, there's over 40 minors that were released, and we're not just talking names, we're talking addresses and identifying information, which is very scary.
What does it say about the US administration's attitude to women and vulnerable people?
We're releasing these files willy-nilly, not doing the proper redactions. It shows how incompetent our government is right now and how they do not care about the survivors. And I mean, the first release, they redacted things and you could literally highlight it and put it into a Microsoft Word and unredact it. I mean, this is child's play. My 16-year-old daughter reached out to me and told me that she was unredacting the files.
The release of all of this has created reverberations around the world, and Lord Mandelson just today has stepped down from the House of Lords over allegations that he might have committed a criminal offence by leaking confidential government information when he was a government minister to Jeffrey Epstein. I wondered what you made of a powerful man like that in government sharing this kind of privileged information with the man who abused you.
I think it's very scary, and I think that the whole world should be watching and listening right now as these files and people are seeing what's happening. We have been saying for a very long time there was powerful people involved, and this is deeper than what people are just thinking, and it needs to be investigated, and they need to be taken this seriously, and people need to be held accountable.
Do you feel that people are starting to be held accountable or not?
No, not really. Not in my eyes, not at all. I think it's just been a circus show right now. No accountability.
I mean, Mandelson has expressed regret about his past ties with Jeffrey Epstein. He said he was wrong to believe Epstein following his conviction and to continue my association with him afterwards, he said. And he apologises unequivocally to all the women and girls who suffered. He's also raised questions about the authenticity of some of the documents that have been released. I mean, does that help your process of healing at all, seeing what's happened to him?
I guess it's a step. I think that everyone that had part with him and especially continued to have a relationship with him after he was convicted the first time should really be looked into, because that shows your character right there. You decided to be friends with a pedophile, and that should speak volumes to anyone.
We reported on Mandelson's association with Jeffrey Epstein 7 years ago. Do you find it extraordinary that the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom appointed Mandelson as the ambassador to the US, a really top job, even after that?
This is all mind-blowing. The connections and the ties that are going deeper than any of us could have ever imagined. Everyone should be questioning why this happened and why it wasn't taken more seriously.
And would you like Mandelson to testify to Congress?
Of course, as he should. If he has nothing to hide, he has nothing to worry about.
I mean, he said that there is nothing I can tell Congress about Epstein that they don't already know. He said, I had no exposure to the criminal aspects of his life. Is that a fair defense?
Well, then he should have no problem speaking and answering those questions then.
And does the same apply to Prince Andrew, the former Prince Andrew, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, in your view?
Yeah, all of them, from Mandelson to Andrew to anybody in any other country to here in the United States. I mean, if you were involved and were having those kind of connections with him for that long, you should be able to be held accountable and at least answer the questions. And if you had no part and really truly had nothing to hide, then you should be clear. I mean, the truth speaks for itself.
Do you have any confidence that the police will investigate, some of these rich and powerful men? Because the US Deputy Attorney General has played down the idea of any criminal prosecutions. How do you view that?
I've lost a lot of hope in our government and how we're handling things. So do I think that we're gonna get justice with other people? I don't know. I mean, look what we Maxwell got convicted and she's in a cushy prison. So I don't even know what to think anymore or how we would handle it.
Former Prince Andrew has strenuously denied any wrongdoing, but would you like the police here to investigate him?
Yeah, they should be definitely concerned. Have they not been watching the files and seeing these photographs and emails and things? I think they speak volumes for themselves.
You think no matter how powerful the person, no matter how rich the individual?
No, shame on you. Shame on you. Just because you're rich or powerful does not put you above the law and anywhere. I mean, we're talking about minor and young women, and this is not the people should be worried that this is what we're allowing the rich and powerful to do. We should be taking them down.
So just finally, if you had a former prince, a former government cabinet minister, a top business person sitting in front of you, what would you say about the lifelong impact of the abuse that you endured when you were just 14?
It never goes away. It changed my whole life. It changed my perspective on life. It made me have to fight for everything that I have and to even be here. Um, it consumes me daily. It breaks my heart that happened to all of us.
Jena Lisa Jones, thank you so much for your bravery in speaking out, and thank you very much for speaking to me today. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.